The rain had a strange way of making New York quieter. People rushed under umbrellas, yellow cabs splashed through puddles, and the city's usual chaos softened into a hum. Aidan sat by the window of a small cafe in Brooklyn, watching drops race down the glass. He liked rainy mornings. They made loneliness feel less noticeable, like the world was lonely with him. He was halfway through his coffee when the bell over the cafe door chimed. She entered, holding a camera instead of an umbrella, soaked but smiling. Emily. He didn't know her name yet, of course. She looked like someone who belonged in a different kind of world, lighter, freer. "Mind if I sit here?" she asked, pointing to the empty seat across from him. Aidan nodded. "Go ahead." For the next few minutes, silence filled the space between them, broken only by the sound of rain and her camera clicking. Finally, she looked up and said, "You don't talk much, do you?" He smiled faintly. "Not unless I have something worth saying." "Interesting. I talk even when I don't." He looked at her, amused. "I can tell. No magic. Just two strangers sharing coffee while the city outside drowned in rain." A week later, she was there again. Same table, same coffee, same smile. They talked this time about her photography, his job as an architect, the kind of people they were trying to become. "You build things that stay," she said once. "I capture things that disappear." He liked that. He liked her way of seeing the world. Friday became their thing. Rain or not, they met at the same cafe. Sometimes they laughed, sometimes they just sat quietly, watching people pass by. But beneath every smile was a silence, the kind that hides something. Aidan had his ghosts. 3 years ago, he'd lost someone in an accident, someone he'd thought was his forever. He never talked about it. But Emily saw it, in the way his eyes lingered on rain, or how he sometimes paused before laughing. Emily, too, carried her own shadow. She'd been engaged once, to a man who loved the idea of her, but never truly knew her. She left that life behind to chase her dream, photography. They never discussed their pain directly. Instead, they shared small kindnesses, warm glances, soft jokes, an extra sugar packet in coffee. Healing. Quietly. One evening, as the sky turned golden and the cafe lights flickered on, Emily said, "I got an offer. Los Angeles. A magazine wants me as a photographer." Aidan froze. "That's great." "Yeah," she said softly, "it's what I've always wanted." They didn't say what they both knew, that it meant goodbye. The next few weeks were strange. They still met every Friday, but there was something different now, a quiet countdown. Every conversation felt like their last. On her final night, it rained again. Emily texted, "One last coffee?" He arrived early. She came 10 minutes late, breathless, rain in her hair, eyes tired but bright. They didn't talk much, just sat there. Two people pretending time wasn't running out. Finally, she looked up and said, "You know, I almost didn't take the offer." "Why?" "Because of this. Because of you." He looked at her for a long moment, then said, "You should go. The world deserves to see what you see." Her eyes shimmered. "And you? What do you deserve?" He smiled. "Maybe just another cup of coffee someday." They laughed softly, then silence. Then she reached across the table and held his hand. "Promise me something," she whispered. "Don't stop building beautiful things." "Promise me something too. Don't stop seeing them." She nodded, tears mixing with rain. Then she stood, kissed his forehead, and left. Aidan didn't follow. He watched her walk into the rain, camera swinging at her side, disappearing into a city that always swallowed stories too soon. Months passed. Seasons changed. Aiden went back to work, designing a small library for children. Something peaceful, something lasting. He still came to that cafe sometimes, ordering 2 coffees out of habit. He never stopped missing her, but he also never stopped living. One afternoon, nearly a year later, he walked into the cafe again. Everything looked the same, except for one thing. On the wall, right above the window where they used to sit, hung a photograph. 2 coffee cups on a rainy table, reflections of city lights, drops caught mid-fall. Below it, a small card read, "For A, you made the rain beautiful again. E." Aiden smiled. Not the kind of smile that hides pain, the kind that accepts it. He ordered a coffee, sat by the window, and watched the rain. The city was still loud, still restless, but somehow it felt softer again. Love didn't last forever, he thought, but sometimes its echo does. And in that echo, he found peace. Coffee, rain, and peace.
Some goodbyes never really end. They just change their form.